Hello guys, today talk about this is a Blu-ray the NDP Blu-ray the DVD sales. It's actually the sales for on the numbers is largely derived from here. So the best-selling movie on Black Friday was was Spider-Man Far From Home. Unsurprisingly, um Spider-Man Far From Home. It was the only movie I got on Black Friday, but is the best-selling movie. And if it's selling annual to their Deadpool 2, that is over 700,000 copies sold of Spider-Man Far From Home. If it's selling similar to Deadpool 2 or Hulk to Transylvania, that's over 600,000 copies at the very least. Aquaman is probably ahead of Captain Marvel. There is no way to be behind Captain Marvel. It is number 2 now, and last week it was at 60. Okay, if you look at the best selling Blu-rays now, okay, look at the best selling Blu-rays now. Now Aquaman sold 3 million copies. Okay, likely selling of 40 to 40,000 copies before Black Friday, but this is around another 600,000 copies for Aquaman. Okay, a movie that they constantly really for a character that people used to hate all the time. Say, oh my God, Aquaman is the worst character. Okay, you know this is massive for a movie like Aquaman. I know Aquaman did gross $1 billion. Say for Spider-Man Far From Home, you know Aquaman is currently at 3 million copies. Captain Marvel's at 2.8 million. So Aquaman is probably going to permanently be ahead of Captain Marvel in these sales because Captain Marvel is nowhere close to Aquaman's sales. Next is Detective Pikachu, which sold 74% of Spider-Man Far From Home, probably around 500,000, 400,000 sales, which this is pretty great for a movie that is about it'll probably end up around 1.6 to 1.7 million by the end. John Wick, which is already at 1.68, will probably permanently pass Aladdin as well. John Wick is selling way better than Aladdin on Black Friday. Aladdin's not even in the top 10, and John Wick is selling far better than Aladdin. Okay, this is only in the U.S. Okay, next is Fantastic. This is a surprise, but Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of the Grindelwald, which means this movie will be pushed ahead of 2 million copies. Okay, 2 million copies of Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of the Grindelwald have been sold. Okay, the Lion King remake. That's surprising considering they were selling that only for $16. It just proves how loyal Disney's fans are, how loyal the fan base really is. Okay, oh yeah, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald went all the way up from 115. Next is the Secret Life of Pets 2, not surprising, which means it'll probably pass 1 million copies by the end of Black Friday, which means it will sell its 54% of Spider-Man Far From Home. So if that Spider-Man Far From Home is around 800,000, it's actually around 400,000, so probably around 1.2 million. Lion King will pay around 2 million at this point. They haven't updated. Well, Lion King will be at 2 million. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald will be at 2.4 to 2.5. Same for John Wick. Detective Pikachu will be at 1.7 to 1.8, and Aquaman may be at 3.7 million at this point. Okay, at this current point. Okay. Next is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the older movie. Do not know the amount of sales it sold, so we can't really talk about that. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, another movie that has been selling pretty well. Has been selling pretty well for the last year or so. But Jumanji is at currently around 3.7 or 3.9 million, I think. You know, Jumanji is and of course the new movies come out, so of course it's gonna sell pretty well. Um, if you're looking up to pick up the movie for Jumanji, so before Jumanji comes out, the new one, I think this is around 300,000 copies sold for Jumanji. Toy Story 4 is not selling as well. It will push it back past the 2 million mark, but it's not gonna sell as well as Aquaman. Bumblebee is a pretty surprise. Okay, Bumblebee, which is currently at 1.5 million, it might go sell 1.8 million. Next is Home Alone. That's an old movie. That's an old classic. It actually has number 10, so that isn't really a big change. Endgame isn't really selling too well on Black Friday. Endgame has already sold 3.7, so probably around 200,000 copies sold. No, around 300,000 to 400,000. So expected to hit. So it won't pass 5 million. Then it's not really selling well on Black Friday. Spider-Man: The Spider-Verse will pass 2 million copies as a whole. Angel Has Fallen will probably sell around 290,000 copies. The Greatest Showman is at 16. That was a movie that was selling pretty well on Amazon. It is probably it's a movie that already passed 4 million, and it's still selling to this day. It's still selling on Amazon. It's the second best-selling movie last year, 2018, and it has sold 4.3 million copies just alone last year. And The Greatest Showman, is it on here? The Greatest Showman, where is it? I know it sold a decent amount of copies this year, so probably around probably around 5 million copies of this movie being sold. Okay, Greatest Showman has been a great success on DVD and Blu-ray. Has been a massive, great success on home media, a massive success, and it's gonna pass. And it had sold more than Endgame. That's basically what's telling you. The Lego Movie 2, which means it will pass 1 million copies by the end of the year. Um, How to Trade Dragon, not really selling too well, but How to Trade Dragon will probably sell around 1.7 million copies. And the last movie on the list is Shazam, which will probably end up at 1.5 million. Captain Marvel didn't end up on the list. They don't go over between 20 to 30. Dark Phoenix didn't make the list at all, which was surprising. They were offering that movie for like $8-9 already. $10. Alita didn't make the list. Dumbo, the remake, didn't list because no one wants to watch that. A Star Wars Born surprisingly didn't make the list. And of course, Captain Marvel didn't make the list as well. And Bohemian Rhapsody didn't make the list either. Another bestseller this year, Aladdin didn't make the list. So that means John Wick will permanently pass Aladdin in sales. Okay, John Wick will permanently pass Aladdin probably in sales. It'll probably take Aladdin a long time to catch up to John Wick. And John Wick has been a massive success on Blu-ray and DVD. The new Grinch didn't make it either, which was surprising. Which was probably 2030. And Mary Poppins Returns didn't make the list. I forgot it was good. It was Godzilla King of the Monsters didn't go over that movie. So Godzilla King of the Monsters will probably end up around 1.3 to 1.4 million sales probably by the end of Black Friday. Which means this movie has been selling pretty well, despite the critics saying it was bad. Venom didn't make the list, which was surprising, but will probably still sell 130,000 copies, which means it will easily top 1 million copies. Dark Phoenix probably isn't selling too well like I predicted, and that's basically it about Black Friday. So Black Friday is gonna be has been a pretty big week. Spider-Man Far From Home will probably pass 3 million, probably by the end of Black Friday. Will probably pass 2.5 to 2.8 million, and that's basically it. Goodbye.